Welcome everyone back to Mr. Dar Weather Update. In today's video, we're going to look at the live radar, look at the UKV, have a look at the temperature for the next 5 days, and the temperature as well, look at the ECM, GFS, and UKM ensembles for the next couple of weeks by the charts. We'll also look at the precipitation days for the next 5 days as well, and I'll deliver that for you in a minute. So thank you very much for watching this. Now, sorry I wasn't uploading yesterday. Once again, in the forecast, I was a bit tired because I was out late night, so I was a bit tired to do the forecast, so that's my fault really. But I did do the extended ECMW forecast. That's the 46-day forecast a couple of days ago. So yesterday. So sorry about that. Yeah, I did that yesterday. So that was basically that. So please go watch it, and please follow my Facebook, and please like, share, subscribe to this video, please. Thank you very much for watching. If you do have a look at the net weather radar, I mean, what's the point? There's nothing on the radar, no precipitation whatsoever, nothing. So yeah, what it means: largely dry, settled. Obviously, it's high pressure in the Atlantic at the moment, so probably nothing much from that as you expect. I mean, nothing. There's not even any drizzle. Well, there's a little bit of patchy drizzle, maybe if you missed, but you know, that's nothing really. So yeah, nothing much for rain at all today, unfortunately. Well, if we have a look at the Tuesday, you can see, I feel like, well, this is today, wasn't it? So let me just skip that. But obviously, that was Tuesday. It's being a bit cloudy today with the odd patch of drizzle. Obviously, it's not been too much drizzle, actually. So I think it's overdone it a little bit as the UKV. If you go into Wednesday, anyway, we have cloud maybe breaking a little bit. It's been quite cloudy today, of course. Not as cloudy as they said, though. Otherwise, yeah. Wednesday, well, a largely cloudy day with some sunny intervals possible. We could even see isolated showers in the northeast. If the clouds are thick enough, of course, so there's always a possibility for that. And then Thursday, we are starting to see thicker cloud and more showers likely. Not heavy ones, more isolated, patchy. I'm probably not going to give it a lot of rain, actually. Can even see some isolated drizzle, patchy drizzle in the southeast, but that's barely going to probably produce a drop in, if really. Nothing at all coming from that. Heading into Friday, you can see there's a first sign of rain coming in the northwest, some more persistent rain possible in the highlands. Cloud breaking up though in throughout into Thursday and into Friday. Nice day actually Friday before obviously the rain comes. Fairly clear with some high level cloud most likely possible. And guess what? As we get into Saturday, we get the first batch of rain coming. This is frontal rain coming from the Atlantic. And as you could guess, Saturday going to bring some persistent rain, which is from the Atlantic. If I'm being completely honest, though, it's not going to be too much rain coming from this, actually. A bit patchy, more patchy light rain, then it will turn to showers as we go throughout into Thursday. Could be heavy at times as well in some areas, especially in the southeast. So hopefully we'll get some rain out of that, though. But obviously a little bit disappointing, really, for how much rain there could be. Because that front will be breaking up as it goes to England, unfortunately, so it's quite weak. Other than that, it will give some rain. Not much to southern areas, that's unfortunately. I'll put the rainfall totals on in a minute, actually, and I'll show you how much that will give you in the southeast. If we have a look at for Wednesday's temperatures, though, it is actually a gradual warming trend going on. No heat wave, though. Not going to hype for heat waves. Well, since when is a heat wave? There's a very, very slight hot spell at the moment. So you can see. Oh, sorry about this. My mic's falling out. There we go. Okay. Sorry, my microphone keeps falling out. Sorry about that. Anyway, on to Wednesday. We do get quite a gradual warming trend. You can see here, northern England. You can see we're still in the low to mid-teens in northern western Scotland. So cooler than average there. But as we go to central southern areas of Scotland, we're in the low 20s, 22, 23 Celsius likely. So going to feel quite pleasant if there is any sunshine. Northern England, once again, we're in the low to mid 20s. We could see highs of 24 Celsius. The rest of England, so that's southern and central areas. You can see we're widely in the high 20s, so 27, 28. We can't even rule out possible 29 Celsius, so still quite hot actually in the south. Not really welcome though, obviously, due to the drought, but obviously not as hot as recently, let's say. Thursday, very similar temperatures really, if not a little bit cooler in some areas, a bit more cloud around. Northwest of Scotland were quite cool, mid-teens, but as we go further east, we're more likely to get into 20s, 23 Celsius likely in eastern Scotland. Northern England, we're in the low 20s, maybe mid-20s in some areas. We could see 24 Celsius once again, but that's more restricted to the eastern areas this time. And then most areas, we're in the mid to high 20s, 27, maybe an isolated 28 Celsius likely. Now heading over to Friday, looking a little bit hotter for the southeast as we move into Friday, before obviously you get the frontal rain coming. You can see here, Scotland, they're quite cool because we're getting the first batch of rain coming. So we're now in the mid to high teens. The highest we might see is 18 degrees, maybe 19, in Scotland. So yeah, northwestern area is a lot cooler than the southeast, so a bit of a contrast going on there. Northern England, some areas will be in the high teens, low 20s, highs of 24 Celsius in northeastern England, in East Yorkshire most likely, and then as we go into the Midlands and the southern areas, we're widely in the high 20s, so 29, maybe even isolated 30 Celsius is likely. However, this is not a heat wave because it's not in the same locations. So if you look up the heat wave definition, it has to be 28 Celsius 3 days, and it's been more scattered, so it's more inconsistent. It's just an inconsistent hot spell, really, for being honest. On to Saturday, even though we've still got that frontal rain, some areas like the southeast areas will still be holding on to that warmer continental air. But we have, look at this, this is such a contrast to England and Scotland. So Scotland and Northern England are in the low to mid teens, maybe high teens in some areas. So well below average actually for them areas. Otherwise, the rest of areas, like the Midlands and South, were in the low to mid 20s. So highs of still could see 26 or 27 Celsius in the southeast. So still quite warm. So well above average for them. And that is really it for the temperatures. Now, if I really quickly have a look at the precipitation totals, I think this will be really important to see. If I can get onto it, we can see, unfortunately, we're not really going to see too much rainfall in the southeast, if any. If we have a look for Saturday, when that frontal rain comes along, we can see we do have some accumulations in the south, obviously in the northwest. 39 millimeters, like in the Northern Hills, the Highlands. Pennines, 24 millimeters. But really, there's not really much. I think it's underdoing a little bit, though, in my opinion. But still, I think it's going to be fairly wet in the northwest for this period. So still quite an unsettled day, but nothing exceptional in terms of rainfall. Let's say could even get to 40 millimeters on the hills. Otherwise, unfortunately, southeastern areas are barely restricted 1 to 2 millimeters. I think we're going to get more than 0, in my opinion. If you go more west, of course. But still, going to be quite dry though. It's barely freeing from the drought for this one. If this had to play out, of course, maybe it might not. It may be more than that. We'll have to see. If you have a look at the GFS, you can see we've got high pressure to the east. This is the 0Z run. I'm going to look at the 0Z first. High pressure to the east. This is the Azores side. So the west. That's my fault. This is high pressure to the west. This is the Azores side. Throughout the week, that breaks down. It kind of retreats south instead of breaks down, really. But after that, we get more of a northwesterly winds, so more of an Atlantic regime. Showers and longer spells of rain is possible. But that's only the weekend. The GFS 0Z run is suggesting heat to come back from the south, bringing some. I think that will give you low to mid 30s if in this theme. If this carries on, and as we go into into August, we've got Fundry low forming there. Obviously, that's basically the interaction of the Atlantic and the warm air. As that clashes, we get more of a thundery outbreak. So it's likely we could even see some thunderstorms if that had to play out, of course. And it still wants to keep this high pressure really consistent. This zero set doesn't have none of it on this low pressure unsettled changeable weather, unfortunately. 6 said again, high pressure to the west. It retreats, more of a northwesterly regime. With showers along spells of rain, more light showers in this run really, but still going to be quite settled. It's less consistent about bringing your heat in, maybe a little bit hot at times in the far south if it had to go on. Excuse me. Towards the start of August, does say a cut-off low or thundery trough likely in the start of August, and that is carry on until August. For there. Just give me 1 second, please. Sorry about that. Yeah, could see some cut-off lows and for the Atlantic. Interrupting any settled spells coming from the south continent. 6 said 1. Similarly, obviously, high pressure retreats. We get a northwesterly regime. Showers, long spells of rain into the weekend and probably throughout next week as well. With again, it wants to build the heat again, doesn't it? It wants to give a southeasterly direction of winds. I mean, you know, we'll have to see. But as we go into August, you can see here more of an unsettled regime in the northwest. Very unsettled, actually, in the northwest. Perhaps in the southeast as well. According to the 12Z one. 18Z again, we've got the high pressure weakening. Low pressure to the north, bringing a northwesterly regime. Then that builds into some more high pressure with, I think that's a thundery low on there. Wow, that's quite dominant. And it's going to bring a thundery trough along into next week and a bit of an Atlantic regime into early August. So basically, wants heat in the end of July. All of them say this now. They want heat in the end of July, and a little bit more unsettled in the first half of August. The ECM does paint a different picture, really. Once again, it does know that high pressure does weaken, and it will bring some northwesterly changeable conditions at times. Showers and long spells of rain. Does start to build in the ridge there at day 5. When it wants to keep things a little bit more changeable, but I think this will more likely play out than the heat, if I'm being completely honest. So I expect the GFS to change its mind, so, you know, more likely to be changeable above average temperatures with long spells of rain and sunny interval at point, likely. And if it does rain, obviously it'll be northwestern areas. Obviously, actually, if it the southern areas will be more likely drier, if not. Could still be a bit changeable at times, according to GFS, which I think will happen more likely than obviously that. UK Meteo, and again we've got high pressure to the east that retreats south with a more northwesterly regime, and that brings some changeable showery conditions at times. Without it building in the high pressure, compare it to obviously the GFS at the 28th of July, where they wanted to bring in the heat. It's quite different, really. I mean, it's a little bit uncertain about what will happen, really. I don't like calling my videos uncertain, but unfortunately, a lot of these models are a little bit of a disagreement. So if I show you, like, on the ECM, let's say, on the 2 meter temperatures at the 28th of July, which is around this, it does give a bit of a hot spell that could get nudge up to 30 Celsius, but it's not as long as the GFS is saying, let's say. Then it goes into that kind of changeable theme. So looks fairly changeable, really, into the end of July and August, with some showers more likely than not, for the time being at least. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.